Hello there, I'm Sally. I'm a professional dancer and Pilates instructor based in the UK, and this is another one in my series of short workouts for you to do from my home studio to yours. So make sure you've got a mat or a towel to lie on, a safe space to practice, take care of your body and enjoy. So this class today is all focusing on the idea of flow. In Pilates we use the connection between our breath and our movement to help us to build up a feeling of flow, which makes even simple exercises feel like they're more than the sum of their parts. So we're going to focus to begin with on building up that Pilates breath and then apply it as we move through the class. So let's start off by sitting, feet planted down into the floor. Now ideally you'll be able to sit up nice and straight and tall here. If it's difficult for you to do so, you can always sit up on a book, a Yellow Pages or a yoga block for this first bit here. You can have a little bit of a hold onto your legs or the backs of your legs if you find that your hip flexors are getting a little bit tight as you sit here. We're going to feel ourselves rooted down into the floor through the pelvis and the sits bones, while at the same time lifting up and out through the crown of the head. Close your eyes or lower your gaze, and we're just going to think about the length through the spine. Imagine that each vertebra is floating a little further from the one below it. So we are elongating that spine, a little bit of space between each joint. Rooted down into the floor in the pelvis while lifting up and away through the crown of the head. And just check that your shoulders are nice and low, away from your ears, shoulder blades sliding down from the back. We're going to take a deep breath in, expanding the ribs out to the side. Breathing out, letting those ribs soften, close back together. And again, nice deep breath. So let's take this opportunity to really focus in on this breath and to remind ourselves that we can just take a little moment of calm and a moment to pause. There's nothing to do right now, but take nice, slow, deep breaths, drawing that oxygen deep down into the lungs. So on your next out breath, you're going to let that pelvis rock back, curving through the spine, creating a C shape. Shoulders round forwards, head relaxes down. As we breathe in, bring your pelvis back upright, up through a straight spine, and then just lift your gaze, lift your breastbone as if beautiful shaft of sunlight shining onto your face. Smile at that sunshine. Back up to center, breathing out, sinking the pelvis back, rounding through the spine. Breathing in, pelvis comes up. Lift the gaze, lift the breastbone, smile at that sunshine. Breath out to round. Breath in to return. Out to round. And back up to sitting. Now just make sure you've got enough space behind you to lie down on your mat. We're going to breathe out, rock that pelvis back. Take your arms off from your legs and just keep rolling back, maybe halfway down to the floor. Belly button to spine. Now feel those fingers pulling forwards, breath in. Sitting up again, straight and tall. Breath out, pelvis rocks back, down we go. Switching on those abdominals, belly button to spine. Breath in, reach those fingertips forward. Stack that pelvis, nice tall spine. Breath out, down we go. Breath in and return. On this last one, we're coming all the way down to the mat. Down we go, nice and controlled. Each vertebra has its chance. Arms are coming up and overhead. Hopefully you've got more space than me. As we breathe out, we're going to sink the arms back down to the sides. And just line yourself up here in a nice semi-supine, straight spine. Equal amount of weight on each foot, each side of the pelvis, each shoulder. As you breathe in, arms float up and overhead. Widen those ribs. As you breathe out, soften the ribs down, float the arms back to the floor. So really make that breath the impetus for your arms to move. As if that air is filling up your arms, they float through the air. As you breathe out, they sink, they become heavy as they descend back to earth. And again. And this time, we're just going to tuck the pelvis back and roll each vertebra off the spine, peeling away from the mat up into our bridge. We're aiming to make a straight line from the knees to the shoulders. Let's take a breath in at the top. Breath out to roll down and through. And again, breath in to prepare. This time, if we want, as we go up into the bridge, we're going to add those arms as well. Arms come up and overhead. Breath in at the top. Breath out, rolling each vertebra one at a time back to the floor. Arms descend at the same time. And again. Breath in to prepare, breath out, off we go. Keep those knees nice and parallel. Don't let them fall in or out. Breath in. And return. One more here. We're going to come up now into your bridge. Leave your arms where they are. And while we're here, we're just going to take some little rotations in the pelvis. So rolling as if you had a marble, you're rolling it from one hip bone to the other. Little rotation side to side. Good. Now we're just going to lower ourselves part way back down to the mat now. So just trapping a few vertebrae down, maybe around to bra strap. Ladies, gents, I'm sure you know where the bra strap would go. And then we're going to do those little pelvis rolls again. So little rotate, side to side. And then we're just going to roll down a little bit further. So a few more vertebrae down, just the bottom of my back that's still off. And I'm going to rotate again here. Side to side. Good. And all the way back down to the mat. And off we're going to go again. This time, let's breathe in to prepare. Breathe out to roll the marble. This time arms are coming up overhead at the same time as we come all the way up into that bridge right to the top. So we're going to roll that marble from one hip to the other again. Little rotation in that pelvis. And down we go. Rolling halfway down the back, down to about the bra strap level. And we rotate again. And a little bit further, just the base of the back hovering from the floor. And one last rotation here. The idea of this is that we make sure the whole spine is involved rather than just relying on one segment of your spine as we sequentially work down. And then let's lower all the way back down to the mat. Lovely. So from here, let's just, yes, we're going to bring the legs up into our tabletop position. Float the arms back up towards the ceiling. We're going to take a breath in to prepare. And as we breathe out, we're going to extend one leg long in front, one arm overhead. Back up we come. And extend. In we come. So let's use that breath again. Breathing out to let the arm and legs sink away. Breathing in to float them back up to the ceiling. Keep that belly button drawn in towards your spine. Only lower the leg as far as you can control before your tummy muscles start to dome out. And one more here. Now, keeping those legs up in their tabletop position, we're going to put one hand to each thigh, pressing the palm of the hand into the front of the thigh. We're going to curl up. Your legs are going to become like a wall. You push into your legs push back. We push, push, push for 3, 2, 1, and release. Lovely. Arms come back down by the sides. We're going to take some toe taps. So keep this 90-degree angle in your knee. Lower the foot down to tap the floor. Back up it comes, and then to the other leg. So don't just bend the knee. That's far too easy. We want to take that whole leg down, keeping the 90-degree angle at the knee. Let's breathe out as it lowers. Breathe in to float it back up. Out to lower. In to float. One more to each side. In we come. Right, palms of the hands back to the fronts of the legs. Curling up, pressing legs to hands, hands to legs. Push, push, push. 3, 2, 1, and release. Draw the knees into the chest. Give them a little hug there. Lovely. So we're going to use that isometric leg exercise that we just did and expand it out into double leg and arm stretch. So let me show you what I mean. We will start off by pressing legs to hands, hands to legs, just as before. Then we build up this fire in the abdominal muscles. They are switched on, they are engaged. Then, like a rocket, we blast off. 2 arms, 2 legs, nice straight line. We sweep the arms around to the side. Draw the knees into the chest. So we only want to lower the legs as far as we can control the pelvis and keep the tummy muscles nice and flat. If you find the doming out, take your legs a little higher to the ceiling. So off we go. Hands to thighs, curling up, push, push, push. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Arms and legs nice and strong. Sweep those arms around, hug those knees in. Fantastic. We've got 2 more of those. Off we go. Hands to thighs, push, push, push. 3, 2, 1, extend, sweeping round, in we come. Last one coming up now. Hands to thighs, curling up, push, push, push. 3, 2, 1, extend, hold. 3, 2, 1, sweep those arms around, knees into the chest. Give them a good hug in, take some deep breaths into the side of the rib cage. Now we're just going to draw the knees a little wider apart, pulling the knees further in towards the armpits or the shoulders, stretching a little more into the inner thighs. If that's already a nice stretch, then stay where you are. If you want a bit more, extend your feet up to the ceiling, hands into the arches of the feet. While you're here, think about drawing your feet down, your knees towards the floor, but at the same time, press your tailbone down into the mat. We don't want to roll off the tailbone. Keep that engaged, so we've still got a little bit of work going on around the pelvis. Deep breaths here. One more breath. And let's bring those legs in. We're going to come round now to 4-point kneeling position. So bring yourself around, getting nicely lined up. Shoulders directly over the wrists, hips directly over the knees. Nice straight line through the spine. We're going to tuck the toes under. Send the bottom up towards the ceiling in your downward dog position, and then send that weight back forwards over the hands, knees, come back down, and we'll sink the bottom down into child's pose. And again, send that weight forwards, bottom up to the ceiling. Forwards we go, bottom back to the heels. So find your own flow through these 3 positions. Sending that weight forwards and back. That's really key to finding a flow here. Think of forwards, bottom goes back, and forwards, and sink that bottom back again. Keep pressing down into your whole hands, the fingers, the palms, the thumbs. And let's bring ourselves forwards and now just into a plank position. Walk your feet out a little bit if they need to go a bit further behind. Belly button to spine, straight line from the head through the torso, out through the legs. From here, we are going to send the bottom up towards the ceiling into our downward dog. Lifting the leg as we go. It can come off a little way, it can come all the way up, whatever works for you. We come back into plank. We draw the knee in to the elbow. Back up to downward dog. And return the foot to the floor. Other leg extends up high into plank. Bring that knee to the elbow. Back up to the ceiling. And return. Good. So breath in, leg goes up. Breath out, knee to elbow. Breath in. Out to return. And again, breath in. Knee to the elbow. Breath in. And return. We've just got one more to each side. Keep strong, keep that belly button drawing to the spine. Keep lifting out through those shoulders, don't sink down to the floor. My arms are getting tired, I don't know about you, up to the ceiling. Breath out to come forwards, good strong plank, up we come. And leg back down. Now we're going to come forwards as if we're about to kneel back down. Bring those knees down, but we're going to hover just fractionally above the floor, hovering here. Pulling in that belly button, lifting out through those shoulders, straight line through the spine. Don't let that head drop, press down through the palms. 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. Have a little moment to move those arms, do whatever you need. If you're a proper yogi, that must have been really easy. All that downward dog, but gets me every time. All right, back to our 4-point kneeling position. Let's get nicely lined up again here. Check you're in a nice square box. Cat and cow, so we're going to tuck the tailbone under, press down into the hands, rounding up like an angry cat. Tailbone comes the other way. Lift the gaze, lift the breastbone and smile. Breath out to come into that cat. Breath in, tailbone moves first, the rest of the spine follows, don't forget the neck. All in one long curve. And again. And back into our nice straight line. Lovely. We're going to take the back of the right hand to the floor. Slides through, threading the needle. Slide the left hand out in front. Breath out. Breath in. At the bottom, breath out to come back up. Breath in to prepare. Breath out to slide the other way. Breath in at the bottom. Breath out to come back up. Lovely. One more time to each side. Good. So from here, we're going to come forwards now, down to the elbows. So think about the straight line you've got in your spine at the moment. All we do is tilt that down, so we're reaching down towards the floor. Don't be tempted to drop the forehead. Keep that neck in line. Bring the knees in a little bit closer. We're going to extend one leg out long behind. So this is going to make a rainbow arc. We're going to tap off one side of your yoga mat. It's going to arc up like a rainbow and then tap the other side of your yoga mat. How big the circle is going to depend on how long your leg is, strength, flexibility. So just find what works for you. Making a nice big rounded arc. Keep that pelvis nice and still. Keep that back and torso nice and solid. It's very tempting to get a whole lot of hula hooping going on in the middle. So keep it solid and still. Breathe in to go one way. Breathe out to go the other way. One more each way on this leg. Lovely. Now let's bring the leg out straight behind. So it's just in one long line with the rest of the body. Now we're going to bring ourselves up to one hand and the other hand. Straight line in the spine. Back down we go to elbows. Keep that leg long. And again, we're coming up and coming back down. So feel as if I've got hold of your toe. I'm pulling it out long away from you. Real length through that back leg. Keep the muscles around the kneecap nicely pulled up. So we've got a good, straight, strong thigh. Lovely. Last one. Up we come. Let's bring that leg in. Good job. So back to our 4-point kneeling. Straight line through the spine. Now let's just tilt it straight down. We come down to the elbows. Keep that head nicely in line. Knees come in a little closer. And the other leg is going to extend out behind and into our rainbow. So tap one side of the yoga mat. Up in a big circle, round to the other side. Breath in to go one way. Breath out to go the other. And again, breath in to go one way. And out for the other. Keep that torso, keep that pelvis nice and still. Head in line. One more to each direction. Belly button pulled into the spine. And legs coming out long again now, straight behind. Got hold of your toes and pulling them out long. Up to one hand and the other and lower. See if you can remember which hand you started with last time and do the other one this time. Keep that leg nice and long, elongating away, length through that spine. Keep it as straight as you can, even as you come up and down. Keep that pelvis still. Last one, up we come. And let's bring that leg in. We're going to press down to the mat now. So either just bring yourself down, bring your knees down, or you can go for your full yoga, elbows tucked in. From your plank, down we go. Oh, I made it. Right, from here, we're just going to have a little cobra. So let's have hands level with the ears. Zoom the head and neck away. Draw the shoulders down the back, little press into the hands, upper body. Up we come and down. So we breathe in as we cobra up. We breathe out to lower back down. And again. This next one, we're going to start off just the same. Head and neck zoom. Shoulder blades draw down the back, press down into your hands and come all the way up into your full cobra, wherever that may be. Lift the gaze, lift the breastbone and smile. And tuck those elbows in, control yourself as you roll slowly back down. One more just like that, lift the gaze. Shoulders down, drawing up, little press into the hands. Don't forget to smile. Nice controlled lower. From here, we are just going to extend both arms out in front. We're going to have a spiral stretch. So if you think of your right hand is going to sweep over towards your left hand. Stick your feet to the mat. We want them to try and stay exactly where they are. This right hand carries on sweeping, draws your shoulders over, so you're out into a spiral, being wrung out like a dishcloth. Back we come to the centre. So keep those feet as close to where they are as you can. Left hand sweeps over towards the right, carries on going, shoulders come round, out into a twist. And return. Breathing in as we go. Facing up to the ceiling, breathing out to return. Just one more to each side. The last one. And back in we come. You're going to bring yourself back up to sitting now. So just draw yourself back up. We're coming into our frog position, back to where we started. Soles of the feet together. So planting the sits bones down into the floor, nice and tall up through the spine, imagining that you have that string lifting up and out through the crown of your head. Lengthening away space between each vertebra. And let's just make sure we still have those lovely deep flowing breaths. Filling up those hard-working muscles with some much needed oxygen. So on your next out breath, you're going to tuck that pelvis back, round through the spine. Head becomes heavy. On your in breath, pelvis comes back up through your straight line, then lift your gaze, lift your breastbone. And extend. And again, breathing out, tuck that pelvis back, down you go. Breath in to lift. And breath out to sink. And just bring yourself back up to a comfortable sitting position. You could stay in frog or cross your legs. Feel yourself rooted down into the floor. Feel that lovely posture up towards the ceiling. And have a mental body scan, see if there's something you could switch off that's working harder than it needs to. Maybe a muscle in your face, around your hip flexors, your feet, fingers, neck. And again, breathe in, switch something off. The aim of the game is to make this lovely upright posture as easy and natural as possible. And open up your eyes. Well done, everybody. I hope that was a useful class for you to find a bit of flow through movement. I say, although Pilates is a lot to do with strengthening, I think you get a different kind of quality of that sort of strengthening if you can also add in that lovely flowing feeling at the breath and enjoy moving even while it's hard. So if you'd like to have a little bit more Pilates, you can always come and join us. I do hour-long weekly classes on Zoom, or that you can catch up with anytime. You can subscribe to those at my website, the link is below. If you head over to my website, you can also have a look at my new blog, which is all about dance, fitness, theatre, and generally everything to do with bodies. It's called Body Stories, and if you want to have a little read, then head on over, and you'd be very welcome to join us if you'd like some feedback and you'd like to join in a Zoom class as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next week for another Pilates class, and have a lovely week. Bye!